If you think Pearl Harbor was the only attack on U.S. soil or in U.S. waters during World War II, you're not alone.
Many people are surprised to learn the mainland was attacked numerous times by air and by sea.
Here's a quick look at 5 attacks on the United States from World War II.
Let's dig into this.
We recently did a video on Japanese balloon bombs sent to the US in World War II. We'll put a link to that video in the description here. The quick version of the story is this. From November of 1944 to April of 1945, Japan launched 9,300 Fugo bombs loaded with incendiary devices towards the United States.
The goals were to start forest fires and kill civilians in the western U.S., creating chaos and using critical resources. The first Fugo seen over U.S. territory was in December of 1944. Coal miners in Wyoming noticed something strange in the sky, but had no idea what it could be. Over a dozen reports of strange things floating overhead came in before the War Department discovered they were bombs.
Around 300 are known to have made it across the Pacific Ocean, and one came down near Bly, Oregon, killing a pregnant woman and 5 children on a church picnic. They were the only mainland United States enemy casualties in World War II.
Fugo bombs, some still intact, have been recovered from Canada to Mexico, with the most recent found in 2019. Since Japan had predicted about 10% of the bombs launched would make it to the mainland United States, there may still be hundreds of Fugo bombs in remote areas.
After their success at Pearl Harbor in December of 1941, Japanese commanders ordered several submarines to patrol the California coast. The Elwood oil field near Santa Barbara, California was attacked by one of these submarines at 7:15 p.m. local time on February 23, 1942. It was the first shelling of a mainland United States during World War II.
Elwood was a large working oil well and storage facility, and its loss would have cost millions in oil. Reports say 16 shells were fired at the field, only one pump house and one rig were destroyed, and only one man was wounded when he tried to defuse an unexploded bomb.
Since oil fields at San Francisco and Los Angeles had heavy military presence at the time, it's not known why Santa Barbara, with no military presence, was targeted. The fear created by this attack and the Battle of Los Angeles one day later may have been one of the driving forces in the U.S. government placing more than 120,000 Japanese Americans in internment camps until 1945.
Probably the most bizarre battle on U.S. soil started on February 24th of 1942, just one day after the Ellsworth oil field attack in Santa Barbara. The public was on edge, expecting attack or invasion at any moment, and the military along the California coast had been warned to prepare for another Japanese attack. At 2 a.m. on February 25th, the military picked up an unidentified object flying towards Los Angeles on radar. Air raid sirens were sounded, and the city was put on high alert.
Searchlights targeted the object just after 3 a.m., and more than 1,400 rounds of anti aircraft ammunition were fired from multiple gun sites. Resulting in chaos, reports poured in of Japanese troops on city streets and bombs falling everywhere. At least 5 people died after suffering heart attacks, and there were numerous car accidents, some of them deadly. To this day, we do not know what the object was. No debris or wreckage of a Japanese craft was ever recovered. The only damage was from friendly fire, which was shot out windows and damaged homes.
On June 21st, 1942, a Japanese submarine made its way to the Columbia River on the Oregon coast and surfaced near Fort Stevens. Around midnight, it fired 17 shells from its 140 millimeter deck gun at the fort in the only attack on a mainland U.S. military site during World War II.
Fort Stevens' commanding officer ordered his men not to return fire, believing flashes from firing would help the submarine locate their exact position. Because of his decision, a nearby baseball field received most of the damage from the attack.
The same submarine was responsible for the first bombing of the continental United States by enemy aircraft after it returned to the Oregon coast and launched a small reconnaissance float plane equipped with two 170-pound thermite bombs. The pilot dropped the bombs 50 miles inland near Mount Emily, intending to start huge forest fires. It did start a few small fires, but recent rainfall kept the fires from spreading, and quick responses by firefighters did the rest.
In June of 1942, German U-boats dropped a four-man crew on Long Island, New York, and another crew just south of Jacksonville, Florida. The 8 men had previously lived and worked in the U.S. and wouldn't arouse much suspicion.
The teams were ordered to attack power plants, transportation and manufacturing facilities, dams, and public places. Each team had fake birth certificates, driver's licenses, over $80,000 in cash, and had been trained in the manufacture and use of explosives of all kinds. The plan fell apart when one man from the New York crew decided to turn himself in to the FBI.
George Dasch informed the FBI of the plans and the locations of the other crew members in New York and Florida. All were arrested within 2 weeks before a single attack took place. Dasch and one other man were sent to prison for 6 years and then deported by President Harry Truman. 6 other crew members were executed as spies.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hey, here's another Dragon Den video you might like.
And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button.
And you can hit the notification bell if you'd like to know when our videos come out.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.